Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona, and we had a huge windstorm here yesterday. Take a look at my greenhouse. This is the first layer. So remember, I doubled up on the layers, but the second layer got ripped off completely. I had to put that in the shed. Actually, that's kind of a blessing because I was going to take it off anyway and do like a mesh screen on here. But look at this. This thing got torn up from this windstorm. Good news is the whole structure didn't lift like the last time a windstorm came through last time around this year, because of the cinder blocks that I used. However, look at this. I mean, this is destroyed, completely destroyed, but that's okay. I mean, I definitely have had plans to do this for quite some time, so now it seems like a better time than any. And in fact, this weekend we're actually going to be in like the high 70s, which is amazing. So I have a lot of incentive to work outside today. What I think I'm going to do though is I'm going to leave this side alone on this, and I'm going to keep this the way it is. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this middle part up, so half of it will have this greenhouse cover and the other half is going to stay mesh. Like this is kind of like mesh, but I'm going to use like that stuff back there, as you can see, is kind of like on the PVC pipe. I don't know yet if I'm going to go with like a 50% shade or whatever, because the strongest part of the sun comes from this angle. As you can see, it really eats up through the material on here. Man, I'm really seeing this thing got destroyed by the wind. But overall, like I said, it's actually not a bad thing. It seems like a bad thing, but it's not, because I was kind of prepared to take this thing down. And again, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna secure this half of it on, cut the other half off, and do a screen mesh over this half right here. So then when the sun is the strongest on this side, these plants will not get cooked, especially in the the temperatures that this greenhouse gets up to in the summertime. So yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me today and possibly over the next couple of weeks. I definitely will get most of it done today. Just an update, let me see. You see some of my snails in there. I put a piece of zucchini in a couple minutes ago and they're all starting to gather up by that piece of zucchini, so that's good. As far as this is going, algae is getting a little better. I put some snails in here, but actually this is probably worse than what you saw it from the video, but it's actually better than what's been going on before I put the snails in. I got the order in the other day and I put a lot of snails in, so got a piece of zucchini here, and I see some of the snails starting to make their way, but they've been chomping this algae like crazy. But as far as the experiment goes with the swords, check this growth out, guys. Look at that. Look at the middle of this plant. I have so much nice growth out of the middle. Absolutely amazing. And look, it's growing new roots. So this could be done. I mean, you do not have to plant your swords in substrate for them to thrive. And I want to show you something too. This corkscrew valve, I didn't plant either. Look at the new growth. There's new growth coming from the corkscrew valve, and it's not melting away. Because I know for a fact that if I would have planted this stuff, it would have melted right away from the nutrients from the soil that I use. And it's not doing that at all. I'm getting new growth out of the corkscrew valve and new growth out of these swords. I mean, I cannot be disappointed at all. In fact, I just knocked the snail off. This one, look at that. This leaf is kind of big. This was tiny last time I showed it to you, and there's a second one. This is absolutely amazing. Guys, this is incredible. So again, I apologize for the algae. This is not being sold to anybody. Nothing out of this bin. It's just all this stuff in here is experiments, just to see how it goes. But let me show you a banana plant. Banana plants are doing really good. In fact, the leaves are like kind of like turning like a reddish color on the outside. This thing is hanging with hair algae. But again, the snails will take care of the algae over time. And I'm going to start manually taking it out by hand. I don't really, mystery snails do eat algae. That's not their main food source, but they definitely, a lot of people tell you, oh, they don't eat algae or whatever. They eat algae in my system, I'll give them that much, and they thrive on it. And in fact, I do feed them other stuff, as you saw in my other video. But I do have to say though, they do get really large really fast. This guy's only been here a couple of days, I just picked him up and pissed him off probably, but this is a pretty nice sized snail. He was not even close to this size when I put him in here. They almost get bigger every day from eating the algae. They grow a lot faster in these conditions, guys, and they do breed a lot more readily. So I've already picked up 2 clutches of eggs in the past couple of days, and I expect to see a lot more, because I would have to say, if I had to guess at this point, I probably have over 100 mystery snails in this system. Maybe a little bit more, but I do have some trapdoors. I know some of you guys are showing some interesting trapdoors. If you can see on the wall, there's one back there. These guys devour algae too. Up, I see one on its back right here. I just want to see if he's alive. This is from my new order. Yes, this guy's good. A lot of times when a snail is not good, guys, you can just pull on it a little bit on the door and they will come right out of their shells. This guy's okay. He was just taking a nap. But the trapdoors are good. In fact, actually I'll pull them out again so you guys can actually see the size. This is one of my smaller ones. This is one of my smaller trapdoors. These guys get quite large, so if you decide to buy trapdoors, just know that they get pretty large. But if you're trying to help combat an algae problem, they're great. And I'm not saying it's the answer to your algae problem. What I'm saying is if you pull it manually and you do your water changes, they will take care of all the algae and they leave healthy plants alone. So that's pretty much it on the snails. I'm really impressed with what's going on in here. Once I get the algae down, we're going to see some major improvements. I mean, look at this one too. Look at all that new growth coming out of the middle. Absolutely amazing. Oh, that leaf just broke. That's one of the older ones. I'm just going to start trimming off the existing leaves on these things and letting the new stuff take over. I mean, these swords are going to get huge really quick. This is definitely the recipe to how they do good. I planted them before in those solo cups and they've done good. I mean, these ones on there are not doing so good, but that's because they were engulfed in algae for long periods of time. Guys, if you're looking for guppy grass, I'm starting to get a lot more guppy grass. That'll be for sale soon. I know a lot of you guys asked me for it. It is illegal in a lot of states, so if you're in a state where it's not legal, I will not ship it to you. But just to know I do have it. Here are a lot of my my lily pads, and I do want to say too, these guys grow super fast. In fact, like this is brand new growth from only being here for 2 days. And this one is this one again, this changeable one. I really love this color. I think I'm going to order more of those. All these lily pads in here actually are spoken for, so I'm going to get ready to probably just clip the existing bigger leaves on here and just leave the new growth and ship these out, because I don't ship them with the big pads on them only because it saves for weight, and not to mention within a couple of days in a good system you'll start to get new growth like this. And like, I mean, like here's a good example. When they go into new systems with existing leaves like this, they start to die off too, just like other plants. They have to get used to the environment that they're in. This system actually has quite a bit of mystery snails, and I pulled a clutch from here as well the other day, but we'll see how this goes with the mystery snails. But as you can see though, again, no hair algae in here. This filter it's doing exactly what I thought it would do. It collects all the solids. It's a 900 gallon per hour pump on a 300 gallon system. Granted, it's not filled up to the top, so it's probably, this is probably more like 180, but I'm probably going to add some more water to it today. But this is a great setup. I mean, if you do an outdoor setup, there's no shame in using 5-gallon buckets and trash cans as your filter systems. No reason to go out and buy, you know, a couple $100 systems for outdoor pond stuff. Does it look great? No. You could make it look good. I've actually seen some really nice DIY filters out there on YouTube. This system, again, have not set up this filter, but I will get this going today. I'm going to be working out that side all day, like I said. This system is doing really well. Look at that. That zebra danio that just came up was so fat, she must be laying eggs every single day. They actually lay eggs on the first sunlight of the day. As soon as the sun hits the water, they start going crazy and laying eggs. But knowing what I know about the fish in here, between the danios and the goldfish, there's no way those eggs stand a chance. But I have seen smaller danios in here that I know I didn't put in, so some of them are surviving, which is good. But if I really wanted them to thrive, I probably should start putting a female and males in these systems, pulling them out, and then the fry would survive in here because nothing would eat them. I do have overflows, which is an issue, but this, like something like this one has an overflow. It has pretty decent sized holes, so if you can see that, that's wouldn't work for fry, but this one would. This one just has slits in it, but I kind of don't like this one because once it starts to get some leaves and algae on it, it starts to go up above the top. But again, no fish are going to fall through there because they're most likely to fry or be hiding within these plants. So you can see the snail starting to get all over that piece of zucchini. But that's my update for today, guys. I mean, got a lot of work ahead of me, but I look forward to it because I actually love doing this stuff. As you guys know, a lot of you guys rather be working on problems in your fish room than actually at real jobs. So I absolutely love this stuff. This is what I live for, and I plan on rebuilding and making an even better version of this greenhouse this summer. You guys stay tuned. Please comment, please throw me a like, and please subscribe. Everybody have a great day.